Hi there. I want to share with you how Boston 10, NBC Boston 10, is extremely enabling of corruption in the state of Massachusetts. For example, this is a story about the Canton Police Chief Rafferty. She struck 67-year-old Michael Berry of Rentham, who was wearing a reflective vest. Not just walking with a cane, but wearing a reflective vest. According to NBC Boston, he was knocked to the ground and suffered a cut to the head. Did you find that interesting? Don't you find that interesting? Because they mentioned the Karen Reed case. Mention a man with a cut to the head who fell to the ground. That kind of sounds similar, like the only injury is a cut to the head. Like, doesn't that sound like John O'Keefe? Fell to the ground, cut to the head. But the problem with that story is it's not true. Okay? But this is how evil Boston 10 is, to perpetrate a fake story like this. Let me tell you what really happened to 67-year-old Michael Berry of Rentham. He had multiple broken bones on various places on his body. Very, very seriously injured. He had to have major knee surgery. He has to have a week of rehab. He sued her for hundreds of thousands of dollars. He was hospitalized and treated for multiple fractures to his legs, to his ribs, and his shoulder. And he also had a cut to his head. That was just from where he landed on the pavement, right? Which that part they don't really mention. But note the multiple parts of his body where there's fractures. Serious fractures requiring major surgery. But according to fake news, NBC Boston, he just had a cut to his head. And they had more writing on this story about how she got out of her car straight away. They exclude the fact that he was wearing a reflective vest. They exclude that also. But they want you to know that she straight away asked for a breathalyzer test. She wasn't subject to a urine test or a blood test for drugs. After striking a pedestrian, after hitting the brakes immediately. Now, keep in mind the amount of multiple fractures in various places of this man's body from head to toe. The multiple fractures on his body. And she wasn't going 24 miles an hour. She's turning the corner. So she's going really slow. But that's how much damage was done to him. And that's after her hitting the brakes. And so he files a $200,000 lawsuit against this Canton police chief for the many multiple fractures on his body. He was standing and he was hit. But according to fake news, NBC Boston 10, he was knocked to the ground and got a cut to the head. Wow, that's just how bad the media is in Massachusetts. So bad. And here she is, runner-over lady, at a Canton Town Hall meeting, talking about John O'Keefe and his reports on drug activity. This is what she says. That it's circulated that John O'Keefe had conversations with police detectives about drug activity in the neighborhood. Well, she's here to confirm that that is absolutely he did. He reached out to the detective directly, but she's like, but that didn't have anything to do with the Alberts. Okay. All right then. But here's the thing with her. She also concludes that there was absolutely no cover-up. Now keep in mind, this was on August 8th, 2023, several months before she herself runs over, strikes a pedestrian with her car. And from bottom up, from his knees all the way to his shoulders, he had many fractures. Multiple fractured ribs, a serious fracture in his knee with major surgery required, shoulder, multiple fractures. That's what it looks like when you hit a person with a car. So I don't know. It's sad that that happened to that 67-year-old man. I hope that he did well in his suit. But I think she had to eat her words. What she said to this day about there being no cover-up. When you have a man who had no fractures except for on his skull, alleging that this woman here, she was turning a corner. She wasn't going 24 miles an hour. And she had slammed her brakes when she hit him. Imagine the momentum of going 24 miles an hour, ramming a human body. If this guy, 67-year-old man, had multiple fractures from all the way to the bottom of his body to the top of his body, the momentum of going 24 miles an hour, striking somebody, I mean, not having any bruises, and yet she's going to sit here on August 8th, 2023 and say there's no cover-up. I think she had to eat her words when she ran over that man. I think she had to eat her words. But anyways, it's called gaslighting. That's what it's called. Keep prayers over removing people from power who are absolutely gaslighting the world.